Imagine an anime where a main character is lazy as hell, but is also totally a smartass who is also the strongest. It's so cool, isn't it? So here's a list of anime series where characters are lazy but strong at the same time, and prefers to hide their given abilities just to live a normal life and stay out of trouble. And with no further ado, let's start the countdown. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell icon, as that is all to be notified about our latest videos. At number 10, we have Juuni Taisen. Juuni Taisen is a battle royale anime where 12 scumbag mercenaries named after the zodiac signs, or whatever the fuck, fighting to the death for one wish. Each of the fights are dynamic and interesting, but the charismatic characters over the top action scenes and its complex commentary about how war changes people in different ways ultimately fail to make this show anything more than a predictable death game, with little more to offer than a stripper bunny and bloodshed. Well, I am sick of people saying that this anime is a nonsense anime. I loved the anime from the beginning. The first 2 episodes were totally unpredictable, and then it got predictable. The unpredictability, once again, returns in the last episode. I mean, who would have thought that? This anime is not just about action, but also has awakening meaning. You get pretty awesome action, intense strategizing, and all 12 characters, with their difference in thinking. Watch it. If not for the near mindless gore, watch it for the bunny.
宇野選手異常に殺すウサギ知らなかったドラゴンくんウサギはね月まで跳ねるんだよ
At number 9, we have Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. The story takes place in a future where humanity has contact with supernatural forces and ran out of history, forcing them to reenact it in real time, with magical powers, mecha, and flying cities. Well, it's a battle against alien supernatural anime. Also, I need to talk about the government of this world, which seems to be modeled on a student council. President of the student council equals leader of the country. I've watched it from the start of episode 1 when it came out, and I was confused as hell. I reluctantly continued to watch it, as some say, just continue watching and then you'll understand. Now after the 4th episode, I realized things just got serious. To watch this anime, you may need to have the ability to cram some information in your heads. I thought it was interesting how politics were so influenced in this anime. Just give it a chance and don't bluntly say, OMG, it's so confusing, it sucks! Heck, with the hard work they made to make this anime, I believe it would turn out great. At number 8, we have Grimoire of Zero. Our protagonist is a beast-fallen mercenary, which basically means someone's white tiger persona. One day, he's escaping from a witch when he encounters a young-looking witch named Zero. She persuades him to work as her bodyguard while she looks for her stolen grimoire, and the compatriot of hers who went out looking for it. His condition is simple. She has to turn him from a persona to a normal man when it's over. If you're a fan of fantasy or magic, I would highly recommend watching this, showing that original ideas really can be successful. The main characters are interesting, the entire plot is fleshed out, and it has such nice pacing that it feels almost like magic that this kind of even pacing can even exist in this era of rushed adaptations. At number 7, we have Chaika, the Coffin Princess. The story follows Chaika, Toru, and his sister Akari with yet another companion on their hunt for body parts. Yes, you heard me, body parts. These body parts happen to be leftovers from a late emperor, and of course, these are very valuable and powerful. However, our lovable heroine's only wish is to gather her father's leftovers and bury him. Simple? Not by far. If you couldn't guess, Chaika is not the only one who wants these body parts. Yet this is not all the story has to offer. Not near as dark as Elfenlied, but more gore and darker story than the majority of the animes floating around this season. From the demonic unicorn being blown into pieces by a giant sniper rifle and raining the resulting bloody body parts down onto the characters, to the main protagonist being fully content with throwing the world into chaos and war. This anime is great. At number 6, we have Nanbaka. It's about 4 guys who break out of prison with their special abilities and their desires. But after they find the things they desire for, they stop breaking out of prison and just decide to stay in prison, because it provides them with the things they want. Well, not all of them, of course, but it mostly focuses on Jugo, the main character who doesn't have something that he wants. Have you ever had a bad day? Of course you have. Happens to the best of us. On these bad days, you want to find something comforting, or something to take your mind off the atrocities that accompany everyday life, such as having to wake up and go to work. So, as you're looking around, you come across this sparkly piece of anime treasure that looks absolutely ridiculous, and seems to look at you dead in the eye and just say, "Just you watch. You haven't seen anything yet." Well, you haven't. Sit down, shut up, and get ready to laugh your tits off, because this takes over the top to a whole new level, and then punches you right in your laugh box once more. At number 5, we have Alderman on the Sky. The story follows the adventure of Ikuta Solar, a lazy and laid-back teenager together with his friends and comrades. Using his tactical brilliance, he must defend his land. Yes, the plot may not sound original, but believe me, the anime executed it brilliantly. How? It lies in the characters. Ikuta is not your typical male shonen main character. In fact, he's the exact opposite of it. He's the kind of character you can't help but hate at first, but slowly, you will root for him later on. One of the interesting aspects of the show was the dynamic, or one could call it platonic, relationship between the two lead characters, which is rare to find in anime nowadays. Even Yatori is not your typical damsel in distress heroine. Now, I won't spoil anything, but if you like your female main characters to be strong and badass, she won't disappoint. Well, I enjoyed the anime, and by no means is it perfect, but it is definitely worth a watch. The story may be slow to pick up, but I would give it a few episodes before the pacing picks up. At number 4, we have Zetsuen no Tempest. Yoshino, an ordinary teenager, is secretly dating his best friend Mahiro's younger sister, but when his girlfriend Aika mysteriously dies, Mahiro disappears, vowing to find the one responsible and make them pay for murdering his beloved sister. Yoshino continues his life as usual and has not heard from Mahiro in a month, until he is confronted by a strange girl who holds him at gunpoint, and his best friend arrives in the nick of time to save him. Yoshino learns that Mahiro has enlisted the help of a witch named Hakaze to find Aika's killer, and of the existence of an entity known as the Tree of Exodus. The witch's brother selfishly desires to make use of its power, in spite of the impending peril to the world. However, Hakaze is banished to a deserted island, and it is now up to Yoshino and Mahiro to help her save the world, while inching ever closer to the truth behind Aika's death. At first, the story may seem like a typical shonen. The two main characters are trying to save the world with the help of a stranger from a seemingly evil group. However, as you progress through the series, you'll start realizing there's a lot more than to what meets the eye. The story becomes a roller coaster ride midway and until the end. You'll be on the edge of your seat, captivated by the flow of the story. At number 3, we have Hinamatsuri. Nita is a member of a local Yakuza gang who's living the glamorous single life in his high-rise apartment until an elementary school girl named Hina teleports into that very same apartment, wielding powerful psychic abilities. But Hina is no superhero. She's just a bratty, deadpan kid who breaks Nita's expensive vases and threatens him into buying her food. So, naturally, he adopts her as his daughter. From there, Hinamatsuri introduces a cast of weirdos from all walks of life. Hinamatsuri is not that much of a well-known anime this season because of the other anime that came out there. However, it stands atop for me as one of the great anime that came out this season. Its drama and comedy are fused well up with each other and can either make you laugh or sad. Well, you feel sad because of only one character. I really recommend you watch this. At number 2, we have Samurai Champloo. The story is very easy. A girl named Fu is searching for a samurai that smells like sunflowers, and Jin and Mugen are helping her. This seems like a boring story already, but this is not the main point of the anime. It is more a relaxing story that it is a little bit slow-paced, but has some of the best episodes in anime history, with some really good plots, and, in the end, a stunning, exciting main plot similar to Cowboy Bebop. The animation and fights and the characters are top-tier choreographed. There are some of the best fights in anime. In general, in normal scenes, the animation is fluid but not too expensive, but when they fight, it's just breathtaking. The camera perspectives and the impact of some samurais fighting. A masterpiece, Samurai Champloo is one of my favorite animes because I had so much fun when I saw it. Sometimes you could just sit back and enjoy, and sometimes it was just breathtaking when the samurai pulled out their katanas. And at number 1, we have Gintama. The plot from the get-go perfectly encapsulates what Gintama is all about. The Gintama universe is limitless. Anything can and will happen. This insane nature is perfectly explored through this episode structure. Chiefly, it's an episodic series, with multiple story arcs woven in between. Each episode will see a new plot, exploring one or multiple aspects of this wide and wacky universe, along with the colorful and unpredictable cast. The stories range in genre from thriller to flat-out comedy, but most have a humorous tone. Each episode is uniquely different from the next. They're brilliantly written, flawlessly executed narratives that fail to tire. This anime will make you laugh so hard, you might poop your pants.
優しく実験してね。
ちょ、待って、キュウメさん、そんな事件したら僕はマッドサイエンティストになっちゃうよ。
Alright guys, that was today's top 10 list. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you'd like. Also, if you're willing to support me, consider becoming a Patreon. It would really help me out a lot. And also, definitely don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.